Mark Cuban's never making that trade.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Definitely not.
Mark Cuban is never, ever making that trade. He's made it abundantly clear. He had his replacement for Dirk.
Right.
He had Dirk 20 seasons. Mm-hmm. He was going to have Luka as long as he could have it. He wasn't getting rid of it. And that's what happens, Ocho. When you sell your company and you keep the minority shares, where they do things they don't need your input now. You pair Kyrie, AD, and KD. Oh, you got something. You got the potential to have something special.
Yeah.
You got all three guys that can score. You got AD can protect the back end.
Shannon Sharpe reacts to Mark Cuban being disappointed in the Luka trade. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Mark Cuban breaks his silence on the Luka trade. Let's take a listen to his comments on the Luka trade, Ocho.
Was your son upset about the trade?
Yeah, I mean,
were you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. And I've said this before. If if the Mavs are going to trade Luka, that's one thing. Just get a better deal. No disrespect to Anthony Davis, but get three. If I still firmly believe if we had gotten 4 unprotected number ones and Anthony Davis and Max Christie, this would be a different conversation.
Yeah, that's the thing. They kind of didn't get the best trade possible. That lets me know, okay, maybe Rich Paul and Clutch Sports and LeBron, they had nothing to do with it. They would have pushed more towards let's get as much first-round picks as possible. But this looks like it was just a Rob Pelinka, Nico Harrison type of thing. They've been friends for many years, known each other from back in the day. But with this whole AD and Jeannie Buss saying that he was frustrated and I guess he voiced his concerns. And okay, you're on the trading block. And if you have an opportunity to get Luka on the Lakers end, you did great. You won the trade. I thought for the short term, the Dallas Mavericks won, but it looks like in the short term and long term, the Lakers won this trade. But if you're the Mavs, why not get multiple unprotected first round picks? At least be able to navigate your future more clearly than you can with just a AD and a Max Christie and a first round pick. That's not going to cut it in the Western Conference. He should have got more for Luka Doncic.
Listen,
I agree.
Get more. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but what more can you do, huh? What more can you do? There was nothing else to do.
Think about this. The Timberwolves gave up 4 unprotected picks and pick swaps for Rudy Gobert. Would you rather have Rudy Gobert or Luka Doncic?
Luka.
You're right. You're right. In comparison to that, but I think it feel like they just wanted to get him gone. That's why I don't understand. Based on what you get on the court, how was whatever was going on off the court that bad? That bad?
Yeah, it's obvious they really wanted to get rid of him, and they were trying to rush to get a trade done before the trade deadline. But I would have just held on to Luka, at least until the summertime. That's when you could have been more patient, added some more teams there. Maybe a straight-up trade with LA. You weren't going to maximize the draft picks, but you had 2 and 3 extra teams. Now you're going somewhere. Now you can, mortgage your future with Luka if you know you're going to get a lot of first-round draft equity in return. So they dropped the ball, and Nico Harrison, he may not want to admit it. The Mavs owner, he may not want to admit it, but Mark Cuban, he knows what's going on. He knows they could have got more, but he sold his majority ownership stake, and he's pretty much just a fan right now.
Beer, hookah, lazy, the way you interact, antisocial. What are we talking about here? You paid me to do one thing, be productive. You took me to the NBA championship last year, Western Conference Finals last year. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Man, please. Right, baby? Say right. Say
I know what you call it, but look, do I think Mark Cuban's never making that trade?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Definitely not.
Mark Cuban is never, ever making that trade. He's made it abundantly clear. He had his replacement for Dirk. Right. He had Dirk 20 seasons. Mm-hmm. He was going to have Luka as long as he could have it. He wasn't getting rid of it. And that's what happens, Ocho. When you sell your company and you keep the minority shares, where they do things they don't need your input now. Ocho, Michael Thompson, who was the number 1 overall draft pick many, many years ago, who also happens to be the father of Klay Thompson, spoke on ESPN radio about Klay's situation in Dallas. He thought with Luka and Kyrie that they had a chance to get back to the finals. Obviously, Luka left. And I told him, well, when AD's coming, you still got a chance to get to the finals because AD is that good. Then he's hurt. And then Gafford got hurt. And then Lively got hurt. So, yeah, Klay is stuck in purgatory right now. And if they hang on to the 10th seed, that'll be the story of the year in the NBA because I don't think they're going to lose 10 in a row.
Yeah, this trade went from bad to worse with the injuries with AD and then Kyrie. Clay didn't really see this coming. If I'm Clay, I'm requesting a trade this offseason. Maybe try to go to LA and maybe win a championship.
I honestly, without Kyrie, who's going to score? I'm just trying to figure out where they're going to get enough scoring from on a nightly basis to win. Ocho, are they going to win some games? Yeah, I mean, I think you can hustle and win some games. But when you play in superior teams, I just don't see it. I just don't know where they're going to get the scoring from.
Yeah, that's the thing. Without Kyrie, without AD, you're missing about 40 to 60 points. With Klay Thompson, yeah, he can make a few threes, but you're missing your bigs. You're missing AD. You don't have Kyrie. There's really nothing to expect with the Mavs, and I don't see why they're still on primetime television. If you're the NBA and you're complaining about viewership, you got to flex those games out. No one's going to watch the Mavs versus the Grizzlies, the Lakers versus the Mavs as presently constructed. So the NBA, they definitely need to move some games around and get the Mavs off primetime television.
Oh, he said, no, that'll be the story of the NBA because I think they're going to lose 10 in a row. So he thinks they're going to lose 10 in a row. Yeah. I think so too.
That's obvious.
It's going to be tough because it's hard. I mean, when you think about it, who really can go create their own shot? Dinwiddie is like, okay, he kind of hit or miss, but that's not what Klay does. Klay is catch and shoot. Klay likes to come off picks. Klay needs somebody to get him open. Who can go create their own shots? When you look at this team, who can create their own shots? Who can go really facilitate on a nightly basis and have success creating opportunities for someone else?
Yeah, they got a bunch of role players. The Grimes dude from Philly, very good player. Again, Klay is good in his own right, but he's really just go to the corner, make a jump shot, get to the free throw line at best. So right now they're just trying to stay afloat. They may win a game or two, but I don't expect the Mavs to make the playoffs. And if you're the Mavs, try to lose some games. Lose about the next 15 out of the 20 games or whatever you got left and try to get at least a top 15 draft pick.
The Lakers, Mavericks, Spurs, and Heat are expected to pursue Kevin Durant in the offseason. If you look at it, Ocho, I don't think Kevin Durant had a chance to go to the Heat many years ago. He didn't go. Hearing the stories about taking cookies from LeBron, hearing stories about how he treated Jimmy. Kevin Durant don't strike me as a guy that wants to be in that situation.
Well, if he wants to live that Miami lifestyle, I can see that. He's great friends with Bam, gold medalist, Team USA. So the Heat have always been in that conversation to get KD. And if you're KD, you may not want to go to the Lakers. You may want to go to a decent average team to where you can push them to the next level. And just with that Heat culture, it's going to be a better fit than Phoenix. So as a Heat fan, man, you got to try to get KD. You got a Bam that's great, entering his prime or in his prime. You got a hero that's entering his prime. You add a KD to that team, yeah, you may lose a couple players, but I'll take the big three of Hero, Bam, and KD in the Eastern Conference.
So now the Spurs. I think it's a two-horse race. I think it's the Mavs and the Lakers. And the question is, what does the Mavs have to give up? They got that first-round pick. They probably got their own first-round pick. I'm trying to think about the other players because obviously you pair Kyrie, AD, and KD. Oh, you got something. You got the potential to have something special.
Yeah.
You got all three guys that can score. You got AD can protect the back end. You probably need another perimeter defender because that's the problem that the Suns have. That's the problem the Brooklyn had. They had guys that can score, but who can stop somebody from scoring?
Right.
Yeah, you gotta be able to stop somebody. You can have the greatest offensive team in the NBA, but if you can't stop a player or a team from scoring consistently, you're going to end up losing those games. That's what you're seeing with the Phoenix Suns. They got a big three there, but minus the injuries, when they are playing, they're not playing good defense. So that's the issues with the Phoenix Suns. You can have a Devin Booker, you can have a Beal and a KD, but defense is the key. You don't have to play the greatest defense ever all 4 quarters, but when it counts the most, you got to be able to stop people.
Phoenix, they got guys that can score. Who can stop somebody from scoring?
No,
so you don't like him to the Lakers in?
I like it to the Lakers. I just don't know I don't know if the Lakers have
enough assets
enough to satisfy the Suns, considering what the Suns gave up to get him.
Right.
They gave up their young nucleus to get him. Now they're gonna want those 4 first-round picks, unprotected picks back.
What's he? You got
I don't know. I don't know. I don't see the Heat because, like I said, he had an opportunity to go to the Heat.
Right.
long time ago and he didn't go. And I'm
Hope
sure
he
the
goes,
stories
man.
that's coming out about Pat, that's what packages you don't understand. Bro, people not going to let you just and first of all, they weren't your damn cookies.
Nah, true, the cookies thing ain't a good look. But I think KD respects the Heat organization. He just wants to play basketball. I know he respects Coach Spo. He was the assistant on Team USA. So they got a rapport. Bam and him have a rapport. I know he likes it in Miami on vacation and when he plays the Heat. So don't sleep on the Heat getting KD. It's still a possibility.
But I wish Coach GM takes something from me that I brought into my what, please. I'm gone.
Bad luck. It is what it is.
First of all, I don't know how they do it at most people's job, but you know how we do. Boy, you don't play with nobody fool.
No.
Not nobody that look like us.
Never that.
Boy, I don't know where your hands been, and you ain't buy a damn thing in that bag. Boy,
You know what?
but like I said, I think it's the Lakers and the Mavericks. But at the end of the day, he wants to go to a contender.
Right.
Obviously,
Of
the Lakers
course,
with
I
Luka
think
and
so.
LeBron are contenders. The Mavs, if they get AD comes back healthy, Kyrie probably not going to come back to the beginning of the year,
Right.
26. But
Terrible
we'll see
hit.
how that goes. Spurs, you got Wemby, you got D Fox, De'Aaron Fox, you got Stephon Castle, you got Vassell, you got Keldon Johnson. I mean, you got a nice little core over there, but I don't see Kevin Durant. I don't see KD I don't see him in San Antonio, Ocho. I don't. So with that being said, Mavericks, I like the Mavericks. I like the Lakers, but hey, at the end of the day, Suns got to get the best package they can. They ain't finna do no Luka.
Yeah.
But just as far as the Mavs trade and, Mark Cuban having an issue with it, no surprises there. Everybody has an issue with the assets they got back for Luka Doncic. Yeah, AD is cool. Max Christie is cool, but that's not going to take your team over the top. You may be able to stay competitive, but what more can you do in the Western Conference? You got an injury-prone AD, only played about, 30 minutes in the Mavs uniform? And based off reports, it looks like he may look into try to get in a trade. So we may have seen AD first and last game with Dallas. And then Luka, he's going forward with the Lakers playing great. They're looking like a possible championship team, so I can see why Mark Cuban is pissed that they didn't get a lot in return for Luka Doncic.